So, in the vein of too much news and not enough gossip, entertainment news time. So, today we will be doing Kanye West, Ben and J-Lo, Shepard, Jennifer Hudson, Wendy Williams, Dr. Oz Celebrity Future, and Brett Favre. So let's see what's going on now. So we'll start with Kanye. Kanye West has opened a series, or out with one school. He wants to have a series of schools opened called Donda University. Donda was the name of his mother. And he wants these universities open, or schools open, across the country. But they're private, mind you, so there's a lot of secrecy. There's a lot of questions that are not answered, things of that nature. And so people are saying that this may be a bit haphazard, and it may not be the greatest of business models, and it may fail, and it may this, and it may that. Well, we don't know that. Too close. Let's see, though. Kanye West and his schools. If we were advising him in the tarot, what does he need to know? Good or bad? What does he need to know? Let's see. First, the Five of Cups. So, regrets, sorrows, losses. This is also a perspective card. The Five of Cups is telling you 3 cups have fallen, 2 cups remaining. So you have the Page of Cups. Expect the unexpected and turn it into something positive, is what this is. Expect the unexpected. The Five of Cups is surprises. Or Five of Cups. The Page of Cups is surprises. So something may come out of nowhere, but this is happening when you run a business, especially if you're running one like this. Something's going to come out of nowhere. The Five of Wands is something you're battling. The Death card here, there's a lot of changes that may be out of your control with the Five of Wands, which is why you need to roll with the punches or learn how to. There are some things that money cannot fix, so you can't throw money at this problem. It takes experienced people. The Magician and the Temperance, person of skill and talent and power. That's the one that sort of needs to come to the rescue. You need some very level-headed, very level-minded people. There's also something about nurses here too. People who are very skilled when it comes to health and health care. That needs to be a priority for some reason or another, and I don't know if it is. But your word of warning is the King of Cups, as used in my Doctor card. So, focus on that right now. There's something around medical care that you need to focus on. The Ten of Wands, there's a burden around the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Swords. A lot of stress, worry, anxiety, especially around things not materializing the way they were planned, which is why you also need to roll with the punches. You have to learn to to control your perspectives. The Five of Wands, battling the change. Don't go against the current. Learn how to adapt within it to avoid the rocks along the way type thing. But this is basically your advice is expect the unexpected and learn how to deal with it when it comes up. Focus more on your medical staff and adapt with the changes that are coming. Now, if you want to know what changes are coming, you'll have to book a reading at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. Now, Ben and J-Lo, people are wondering already, will they stay together? Lord Jesus. They just got married last Sunday. Now I know it's a bit interesting because she took his last name. So she's Jennifer Affleck, or whatever his name is. And sound like the Affleck duck now. And she didn't sign a prenup. So maybe they figured we're staying in this no matter what. Will they stay together? Let's see. The Ace of Wands. There's an action, positivity around that action, hopefully. So there's an action there, and the Justice. It looks like it. Hangman, Judgment, Chariot, Strength. I would say yes. This looks positive, at least in these 6 cards. The Ace of Wands and the Justice, there is actions to find balance. So I said this in the first reading I did for them. They need to find some sort of way to mediate the things that they cannot mediate within themselves. And so if we can't come to an agreement or some sort of compromise, then here is step B. Like, don't just give up and go to separate corners and just be quietly mad at each other forever. The Chariot and the Hangman, there is sacrifice for the greater good. The Chariot is a card of opposites. You have to get everything on the same page, and then you can win this race. But the Hangman requires sacrifice. And so, with the Strength and the Judgment, use better judgment skills, something coming back from the past too. So there may be an indication that there is a issue that you all had in the past that is still here. So this is why you need to work on your mediation and your Chariot, your self-disciplines within yourselves, and then the discipline you have within your marriage. But you'll be strong as long as you can deal with whatever's coming back. But deal with it with grace and dignity. The Strength card is not force. This does not seek to dominate. This seeks to compromise. These are cards of compromise. So, go for it. I think they'll be all right. All right, Sherry Shepard. The bloom is kind of wearing off the rose, some feel, and that her show may be kind of waning a little bit. Officially, the Wendy Williams marquee has come down. Sherry Shepard is the pilot of this ship, but the ratings are not all that great. She's not the best gossiper, apparently, in the world. But people like her. She's likable, they say. But it's just not... It's not the same, and I think the problem with the Sherry Shepard show is some are comparing. Even though the Sherry Shepard show is not supposed to be Wendy Williams revised, it's supposed to be a completely different show, but the health of the show. Is it doing good? Is it doing bad? Is it doing sad? Is it doing anything? Positive or negative? Health of the show. The moon on the bottom. So we start with the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. There are some growing pains. The Four of Wands would be your group, your company anyway, and then the Four of Cups is something you have to deal with, but it's kind of hard to do because you're kind of despondent or you don't want to do it. It's also a thing of hidden blessings as well. So this is just a growing pain for right now. Anyway, that's where we're starting. The Page of Swords is some delays. Ten of Wands is some burdens. And so there's some more burdens coming along, and it may have something to do with people or personnel or somebody here within the media. The World card. So it might be some getting the message out there or getting the permeating the market. So it's penetrating the market. It's going to be very difficult to do because some people are looking for one thing and they're not getting it. Here in the word of warning is the Emperor. There's someone in charge that may have some negative news or may be giving an ultimatum. with the Page of Swords, saying this has to improve or else. So he's adding pressure. Like I said, this pressure is on the way. Right now you're going through the growing pains. There's some pressure on the way. The Lover's card. Some of the people will respond though, because I think you're having trouble with celebrity lists. But some people will respond, some very important people too, that will give you a little boost in the rating. Your word of solace is the Queen of Pentacles, so you're not doing bad. The Chariot, this is going to be very difficult. If you can, the Chariot card, of course, like I said, card of opposites, if you can get past the growing pain stage, then you can make it. But it's going to be very difficult to align everything. Very, very, very difficult to align everything, because it's going at such a snail's pace. And like when Wendy started her show, again with the comparisons, she started with drama. She brought some people on, she argued with a few people. Well, she didn't argue, they poked fun at each other, and it created headline, basically. And then she started with the nastiness, and then people who judge her for being nasty, people still watched it. So neither here nor there. So it's one of those things to where I don't think you have that kind of venom. And so if people are looking for that in that time slot, that's not going to work. You're going to have to establish your own brand, and then get the people you know and love and trust to come help you push this thing over the cliff. It reminds me of Jimmy Fallon, when Jimmy Fallon started The Tonight Show. After, who was it, Jay Leno or somebody? He started The Tonight Show, and all of his friends, all of his celebrity friends that he probably met through SNL, all of the big ones, the Mariah Careys, the Will Smiths, the Chris Rocks, all the Jerry Seinfeld, all of the big names that he could muster, all came to his first show. And they didn't do a video package where, they said, good luck, Jimmy, and glad you got the show. They all came out the curtain and shook his hand and said, good job. And Mariah Carey did a bit where she took money out of her brassiere and said that, because they had a bet that he would never make it or something like that. And so you kind of need that. You kind of need that insurgence of star power in the media. You need the people that like you. You need that insurgence. You need that. You need a big name, though. You need a Lizzo performance. You need a Cardi B performance. You're never going to get Beyonce. She's done with talk shows. But if you could get Beyonce, you need somebody to give you some star power, to give you some credibility. Or if you're going to do the gossip show, you're going to have to be a lot more venomous. Negative news, negative talking, gossip, and lies. So if it's what you're going, this is possibly the pressure they're putting on you to do. So if you're going to be the new gossip queen, then you're going to have to turn it up. But if not, then you're going to have to go the Ellen route and be Queen of Nice and get all your celebrity friends. But we'll see. We shall see. Jennifer Hudson also has a talk show. She is taking the Ellen slot. Now, her show has already been sort of deemed as boring, which is and she's doing the thing that all of them do. You get your friends to come on first. She's had Randy Jackson from American Idol and all that. And so the health of her show, let's take a look and see. Poor things, Lord. The Kelly Clarkson show is still on. It's still doing its thing. I think her main critique is she talks too much. So she'll ask the guest a question, but she'll never stop talking. The Hermit, Jennifer Hudson show, and the Devil. Oh, Lord. The Six of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Cups. Yeah. The Empress, the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Magician, and the Four of Pentacles. I don't think this is going to work. Anything can happen, though. Prayer will fix it every time, right? The Hermit and the Devil means that there's going to be some isolation. They may move your show. They may move its time slot. So you're not going to have the Ellen prime time slot anymore. The Six of Swords and the Five of Cups, a lot of people have moved on. You're not Ellen. It's kind of like Sherry's thing. People who watched that time slot watched what was in that time slot. And so if they're watching Ellen and they get you, then you're not Ellen. If they watched Wendy and they get Sherry, she's not Wendy. And so it may be the curse of the legend, the person who was there, the person who was there for so long. If you take a Game of Thrones or some popular TV show and it's no longer on and you stick something else in that time slot that doesn't look the same, people aren't really going to watch that thing unless it just grabs them and it's exciting. You're not having that effect. There is some sort of hiding away here, and this may be done maliciously, like maybe not promoting you the way they would promote a Ellen, I don't know. But there's some sort of hiding away, but people are not really into you. The Six of Swords, they've moved on. Five of Cups in the past, loss. Knight of Wands, the Empress, the Four of Cups. You may have to move on, and reluctantly, but you're going to have to do it. Four of Cups is reluctance. Word of warning, Five of Swords, defeat. Word of solace is Magician. So you have the skills to do this. It's not like you're not an entertaining person, or you can't be an entertaining person, or you can't at the very least talk to entertaining people, but you're going to have a growing pain thing too. Magician, Empress, Six of Swords. So there is something new that you can do, but it's going to take a lot of work. A lot of work and a lot of star power. Again, the Four of Pentacles. You can't just hold on to what you know and who you know. You're going to have to branch out. You're going to have to do TikTok-ish type things, or you have to get in the now, get in the know. So whatever's going on now, whatever's viral now, feature it on the show. That type of thing. You need some sort of segment that gets people talking. You need some sort of segment that gets a bunch of views on YouTube, even though it's not TV. But you need something that keeps people coming back saying, oh, did you see the blah, blah, blah segment on J HUD type of thing. So you need something people talk about. And then you can start to work in, all of the other stuff you're hanging on to, all of the Randy Jacksons. Randy Jackson is, I'm sure, a fantastic person, but he is not a celebrity in the sense of I'm going to tune in specifically to hear a Randy Jackson conversation. If you get Samuel L. Jackson, different thing. But right now you need some different kind of star power. You need different kind of segments on the show that grab attention and hold attention and get people talking. That's what you need specifically, because you're not a gossip show, so there's no gossip card here. Wendy Williams, speaking of gossip, she was on TMZ, and boy, did she not do her reputation or image any good. He said, hey, Wendy, how are you? She said, better than you. And then did her face. Oh, bless her heart, Jesus. Bless her heart, bless her heart, bless her heart. So, Wendy Williams seems to be going downhill fast. Can she recover? What does she need to recover? Can you is always a yes. If you choose to put that kind of effort and energy and prayer and intention into something, you can do it. But what does she need to do to climb out of this? We'll pull 6 cards, that way it's not such a punch in the face, but King of Swords. There's some advice. There's a specialist, possibly two, that you need to see, and this is not necessarily medical specialist, it's specialist. This could be a guru even of some sort, the tower. You need someone, though. Okay. You need someone that is not enamored with Wendy Williams, that does not care who Wendy Williams is. They don't want nothing from you other than the check for their services. But you also have to be open to the fact that they may blow your entire world apart. Because what you need is a tower. Now, you may think she's been living this tower moment, for the past few years. No, 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 and no. She has not. What has been happening is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, let me show you, is the farming card. This is the card that says what you put in the ground, give it a little time, and it will amplify. You can plant one apple seed and get a tree, then you get the tree, then you get the fruits, and so forth and so forth. But it comes out bigger than when it started because it grew. It amplified. This is what she's living now. Because like it, love it, hate it, or leave it, people like gossip, people like mess. I get it, I understand. But Wendy Williams made a living and a life out of being nasty to other people, out of kicking people when they were down. She called some woman's child a paycheck because now that this person has a child, they can get money from some man. Said Beyonce speaks like she has a 5th grade education. Like, you said these things on TV, not thinking how this is going to feel to that other person. And yes, I get it. They're a celebrity. They're supposed to take it. But they're still human. And all of the things that you did to get where you get where you got, you said you had to do, but you really didn't. But okay, fine. Let's say you felt as though you did. Those are the seeds you put in the ground. Kicking people when they're down, gossiping, lying, or not lying, but spreading stories. Guess what now is happening to you? The same exact thing, but it's amplified. So, she is not living a tower moment. She's living her Seven of Pentacles. This is her karma. It's come back around. The good things you put in the ground are also amplified. So are the bad things. And so she's now living the consequences of the bad seeds. The tower would be you lost everything. Your money, your show, your house, reputation, friends, family, whatever. Or at the very least, you lost something extremely important. And not the show, but she could have lost her identity. The tower is sometimes very, very personal. The thing that you covet the most was being the queen of all media. Losing that is going to help if you learn the lesson of the tower. The tower's lesson, when you build the tower to penetrate the mysteries of God, that's what the tower was built for. You don't have to do that. Just ask God, hey, what do you know that I need to know? You don't have to try to sneak into heaven. And so here, she is living her own little personal tower. When she loses her identity of being the queen of media. Because here, don't know what to do. Indecisions. 5 of Swords is defeat. Dishonor. Dishonor even more because now we have justice, fairness, balance, honesty, truth. 4 of Wands. Completion, success. You need someone to sort of take you back to where things made sense. Things were a lot more simple. You need someone to break down everything that is a facade in your life. Break the celebrity. That's what you need. Stop trying to be famous and be whole. Be healthy. That's what you really need. But anyway, do you? Dr. Oz. Celebrity future. Now, one might think Dr. Oz is done, right? Because he has turned into a quackadoodle, but at the same time, very charming person, charming personality, and it's not like Democrats are the only people who like television. And so he can find a place out there in the Duck Dynasty world and be just fine. So will he ever return back to celebrity life and be the celebrity doctor again? Or is that over? Because he can go be the celebrity doctor on Fox and Friends or something. Let's see. Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So there is some worry about relationships, and especially business relationships. The Two of Cups really talks about commerce and trade too as well. So there's some business relationships he's very worried about. The Three of Cups, or that he would be worried about, because this is hypothetical. Would he return? That he would be worried about there. The Five of Swords and the Three of Cups defeat in little groups and celebrations. So his fanfare has gone way down. Way down. Defeat of the fans, the groups, the groupies. The Three of Wands and the Death. There's a huge change around stuff that he was anticipating possibly lasting forever. The Knight of Swords, the High Priestess. Too many secrets. The Eight of Pentacles, there's the work. So it's not like he's not going to ever do anything like that. The Queen of Cups, he could be a medical advisor for some show. But yes, he could return to celebrity life, but not the way it was. Death is not just change, it's major change. So there's a huge change. But yes, he could be a medical advisor, because that's my medical advisor card. Medical advisor for someone's show, but not his own show, though. This is like the medical segment or the medical minutes here on OANNNN type of thing. So so Brett Favre, we shall end with Brett Favre. This child here, he tried to get money for volleyball team, football team, baseball team, racquetball team, everybody team. Whatever racquetball is. So let's see. Brett Favre, what's coming up for you? General Reed, what's coming up for Brett Favre? If I were advising him, this is what he should be watching out for. Brett Favre Beans. The Ten of Pentacles, big money, big cars. Page of Swords, negative news around that big money. So that means there's some amplification, too, of your troubles. There's some negative news coming around that big money, especially for a company. The Eight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. There's like some movement that was canceled, too. The Five of Cups, Nine of Cups. I don't know what you were transporting here. Oh, maybe this is, okay. That could be sports too. Specific sports though, not just sports overall. There's something going on there. Seven of Swords, schemes, Ten of Swords, huge loss, judgment, and Five of Swords, defeat. This is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Worse and worse. These cards alone. This here Just telling you to hide, sugar, hide. Okay, we need to hide, sugar, hide. Because that's regrets and loss. That's defeat. That big money, severe loss. So we're already dealing with loss, now we're severe loss. Schemes, negative news. Brett Favre. You should have took that money and built you a bunker in the middle of somewhere and nowhere. That way nobody could find you anywhere. All right, that's our entertainment news for today.